Hello there, darling, and welcome to another vlog. Honey, it has been a minute, a month of Sundays, more than a month of Sundays since I said that. First of all, don't mind none of this going on back here. Backstory, since the last time I talked to y'all, I moved into my new place. I've literally been here like a day and a half. Nothing is put together. That's why I'm not showing y'all a lot right now. I literally just bought this to throw up until I can go to the store and get what I want, because again, day and a half, ain't had time to do nothing. I'm getting ready to do my nails, but it's like 1 in the morning. I have to do things when my son go to sleep. He's real sensory sensitive, so if he hears something, he'll wake up. Ain't nobody got time for that. You need to stay asleep, brother, so I got to keep my voice kind of low. I'm getting ready to do my nails. And in addition to the new, we're getting a new car. Y'all, be careful what you pray for. I remember telling the Lord, I want a car, I want a new car, I feel like I deserve a new car. And I had planned on doing it for my 40th birthday. And I'm really excited about it. I know that ADD taking over. I know some people will be dreading turning 40. I'm looking forward to it, because I feel like the older I get, the better things get. Anyway, back to the car. I had a Toyota SUV. And the reason I bought a Toyota when I did go car shopping in 2020 was because I was told they last forever. Just keep your oil change, keep the maintenance done, and they last forever. Wrong, child. One day I was driving and I heard shh. I'm like, what was that? And I just kept driving because the car was still drivable, but I remember hearing that sound. And then after a while, I remember a couple days later, I was trying to accelerate and my car didn't want to move. So I took it to the Toyota dealership. They said that there was a freak accident with my car in the transmission. It was an internal error that they could not describe, except for to say that a piece of metal broke off. And when a piece of the metal broke off, it shredded and sent little pieces of metal all throughout my transmission and also into my engine. And because this car was still drivable, I was still driving. The heat from me driving caused some of the metal to fuse to pieces of my transmission that it should not have. So bottom line, it was like, it's gonna take $27,000 to fix. I was like, baby, use $27,000. Like, we finna sell this and get another one. Amen. So I am in the process of car shopping, and I was just like, well, shoot, I told the Lord I wanted a new car. I didn't know he was gonna be like, by 5, by 4, you're going to get it. So that is something we're taking care of. I need to do a lot of decor with the house and stuff. I'm gonna eventually let y'all see it, but I'm just so happy to be in a new space. Anyway, that was the intro to let y'all know what's been going on a little bit. We got a lot of catching up to do, because when I say some of the craziest things have happened in my life since I've been on camera, and I'm finally ready to talk about it. I had to go through some healing and make sure that when I talked, I didn't talk from a place of anger. But now that I'm not in the angry place, we're gonna catch up. But let me go ahead and do my nails before my baby wake up and just wreck shop on everything. What's up? Hey. Hi. Don't try to grab my camera on my hand. I know what you up to. What's up, boo? What's up? Don't try to grab the camera. Don't try to grab the camera. Don't try to. Okay, so let's get started. A few updates of what's been going on. First of all, podcast. Thank you to everybody who supported 1824. We were kind of doing a little test run. We're actually moving it off of my channel and putting it on its own platform. We just kind of was letting people know it was out there, which is why I put the first couple of videos on my channel. We're getting ready to revamp some things, and the full official season will be on its own separate YouTube channel. This lighting is terrible. We're gonna make it do what it do back. So that's that on that. Secondly, y'all know I've not been posting consistently for a while. So originally it started with my son, when I noticed some like a little shift in him. This was before we got specialists involved. We have a ways to go, but he is officially saying some new words. Y'all saw, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, which we're gonna get to too as well, but he said mama. I'd like to do speech therapy with him at home as well. So basically he was dealing with speech delay. And so the way I do it at home, because the program that he goes through is through an actual school district. And so since they've been on summer break, he's been on summer break. That's also throwing off my schedule. But anyway, so the way I do speech therapy at home is like, if he makes a sound or sounds like a word, then I'll repeat it just to kind of encourage dialogue. And so one day we were working on some new words, and he said mama. And it just so happened I was recording. I was like, oh my God. And so he's been saying it a lot. Let me tell you something. It's at the point now where I'm just like, okay, so you just gonna keep on, mama. Yeah, you just gonna keep on. All right. But it's been amazing to see him flourish and develop. What else is going on? I am getting ready to make a major drastic change to my hair, and that is it's gonna piss some people off, but that's okay. My days of living for other people are over. I've decided, since I am in a new space, and I don't mean just like because my new place is so cute in here. I can't wait till I show y'all. It's like vintage. The ADD be all over the place. So the area that I am in is a lot of vintage homes, but this particular place has been redesigned. So once I put everything together, you'll see the perfect combination of modern and vintage. It's so cute in here. But I say all that to say I'm in a really new place in my life. I'm in a new place with love. I'm in a new place with my health. I'm just in a new place all over the place. And so since I did lose some hair and it's growing back, I don't like it being uneven. And before I ever have a lopsided hair situation, I cut it off. Okay, let's do one of these because I just, me on here look crazy. You never know who watches. So yeah, I'm relaxing my hair. I'm cutting it all off. Now let me tell y'all something that happened during my time away where I needed to go heal my mental health. And this is going to involve church trauma. So for the 1824 podcast, I didn't know we was going to lean that much faith-based. We just gonna let it flow authentically or whatever, but I do kind of try to keep that off of this channel. I showed y'all the podcast just to let you know what's coming, but I am gonna move because I try to respect people. I do have people from all walks of life on my channel, and the same way I don't want you forcing nothing on me, I don't want to force nothing on you. So that's why we're gonna move 1824 to its own channel, just like I did. Just Fan Faith has its own channel to where we can talk freely, and you chose to be there versus you signing up for her content and then I start telling you turn with me in your Bible. Not that I'm ashamed by any means, but at the same time I don't force anything on anybody. So with that being said, I am getting ready to talk about faith real quick, not in the sense of what you probably thinking. We finna talk about church hurt because honey, the chapter that look at this, and I'm finna cut it out. But the chapter that I recently just closed dealt with the church. So I've talked about this a little bit on TikTok. This is gonna be a whole yap session, y'all. Grab you something to drink. We finna it's chill and stuff. But I talked about this on TikTok a little bit, and somewhat on my Just Fan Faith channel. But I'm gonna give y'all an in-depth story about a horrible situation that I just went through and how having a prayer life all on my own saved me. So it was this guy from church that came up to me and said, I believe God is saying that you're my wife. Now mind you, I had just kind of ended a previous relationship. Y'all know I was in some long distance. It didn't work out. All love to him, but I'm not a long distance girl. I need you here in my face. But anyway, I was newly kind of on my own, single, and he came up to me and he said, I believe God is calling us to be together. And that was very unexpected. Cool dude, we was friends and everything. Hung out at the church a few times. We was real cool. We've had some really amazing conversations, but it was just on a friendship tip. And so when he said, why is this earth clicking like that? That's getting on my nerve. But anyway, this was literally just a friend. And so when he said it, it caught me off guard, but at the same time I was open to receiving some of it just because of who he was and how he operated in ministry. I know he had I thought he had a lot of integrity. And so when he said that to me, he told me, and this is gonna be me being very upfront with y'all, he told me before he ever came to me about what he was feeling, he got permission from a spiritual leader first. He said that he went in and told them told this person that he wanted to approach me, and he got permission. And so the fact that he was going about it in what seemed like in the church world the right way, I was really open to receiving it. And so he told me, he said, just go pray about it and we'll see what happens. And so I told him I'll pray. And I am someone that I do have a very strong prayer life. I try not to use titles and things like that, but I need y'all to read between the lines. Real quick, when I say this, I have a very strong prayer life, and I hear from God very clearly. And so in my prayer time, I prayed and I was like, God, show me what you're saying about it. And I know everybody ain't gonna believe in what I'm saying, but this is my story. I'm gonna tell you, okay? And so when I was in prayer, God told me, I heard the word intercessor. He said, I trust you to be an intercessor for him. And then I saw a vision. I was in a room and I had on this like white suit with a black shirt, and I had a Bible tucked in one hand, and it was a crib with a baby in it in front of me. And I had my hand on the baby back, and I was praying, and he was standing next to me. And I remember I was praying against child abuse. I was praying against child abuse. And I felt like I was protecting somebody, and so I wasn't sure what it meant. And so for some reason I was just like, Lord, I never heard him say that we were supposed to get married. I heard intercessor, and I was praying for a child. And so I just was like, I'm gonna just take a leap of faith. And even though God never said marry this man, in that moment I just was like, I'm gonna take a leap of faith. And we began to explore a relationship. Fast forward, one Sunday, he pulls me to the side. He said, we finna have a meeting. I'm like, huh? He said, we finna have a meeting. We're going to these spiritual leaders. I was like, okay. And he told him, he's like, I want to marry her. And at that point, because I'm taking a leap of faith, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's do this. And so there were multiple people at this stage in the journey that had came to us and said, God told me to tell you, y'all need to get married. So we have this meeting, and two things are said to us as the spiritual leaders is praying. The first thing was the word elope. I heard God saying elope. And then the second thing was, I see a legal document, and it was between his job and the mother of his children. He said, oh, I believe that's child support, because of course he had kids. But the biggest thing that stood out to me was the spiritual leader said, God said elope. Okay, so this was this Sunday. Tuesday, he confessed to me that he SA'd a child. Sit with that. 2 days later, he said he SA'd a child. Now, the backstory is that Monday, I remember we have a group chat of friends, and I remember telling them that we had a meeting with the pastors. And I remember as I said the words, we're getting married, there was this feeling that overtook my body of extreme fear. And I was like, why am I feeling like this? Something just felt off. And I remember it was the most uncomfortable thing. I'm just like, I feel like something just came out of my mouth that shouldn't have. So that night, I wake up, well, technically Tuesday morning, I wake up at 4 in the morning, and I feel very strongly, you need to pray. And it was concerning him. And I was just like, Lord, if there's any deception going on, if there's anything that I'm not aware of, I need you to reveal it. And I began to pray very heavily against child abuse out of nowhere. I had no reason to be praying this, or at least that I thought of. But I just remember as I asked the Lord to lead me during my prayer time, I started praying against child abuse and against deception. So that was at 4 a.m. Around noon, I get a text message. Can I call you? And we just having a regular conversation. And we start talking about faith and things like that, and having to have grace for people sometimes when they mess up. And I said, I got grace for anybody, except for somebody that will harm a child. Fast forward, we having this conversation, and he said, what you said triggered something. And I know God told you to say that to me because there's something I need to tell you. And he made his confession. He told me that right now he's incarcerated because we don't play those games. But yeah, that was super traumatic. Super traumatic. When you have multiple people that are trusted voices in your life saying God is telling you to do something. This man is saying God is saying do something. And then God tells me no. And that ain't to make it seem like I'm super innocent, because again, I took a leap of faith. But at the same time, I'm like, something ain't right here. Something ain't right. So yeah, that took a lot of healing to get through, because, and this is just being really frank, when someone of great influence of you spiritually is saying God said elope, that night we started making plans to get married. We had not been talking about a wedding or nothing like that. But once we had that meeting, we started planning to elope. And y'all, that was the most traumatizing thing. That was a mess. That was a mess. And so that is something that I've been through, and that's kind of why I pulled back on content, because literally when I say that wrecked me, it wrecks me naturally, because I definitely did grow to love this person, and now this happens. And then spiritually, I'm like, all these trusted voices, I now feel like I can't trust, because you know what I mean. So that was a whole situation. So I say all that to say I'm great now. It was a learning lesson. It definitely taught me to trust myself more in my walk with God, because I'm grateful that I got up to pray today. I'll say that. I'm grateful that God trained my ear to hear him. I'm grateful that discernment picked something up to know something was not right. It really pays to trust God for yourself. So yeah, that is what I've been going through off camera. This was actually a little bit ago, so we good now, meaning I'm good. I moved on from it. I've emotionally disconnected from that. I've disconnected from pretty much everybody that was involved in the scenario. I was like, no, we not gonna have no parts of that. It taught me to be way more careful in who I trust around me. It taught me the importance of, I don't care who you are, I'm gonna listen to God for myself. I will not let fear be my navigator. Fear is not my compass. So I won't be one of those people that be like, I'm never dating until my kids move out the house. That's not gonna be me. But at the same time, I'm so very guarded. I am so very guarded when it comes to my heart and my space. I already was, but I'm definitely guarded now. And I can say, let's just say that the direction my life has currently taken, I have no doubt that what I experienced in the last chapter or the last few chapters, this one ain't nothing like that. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, when I tell you this has been the wildest day, everything, what Mary say, everything that could go wrong, literally. So today I am at what was supposed to be a filming location. Okay, so y'all know I just moved. Me and my good girlfriend, we're doing a podcast together. My house is tore up, so I was just like, well, once my furniture stuff gets set up, then we can film. But until then, right, we gotta get to the money. And so I was scouting a filming location until I was in a position to have my house ready. So I booked the location, right? Shout out to our Airbnb host. He called me. He said, there is a drunk man in my house. I have been trying to get him out. He was supposed to be out of there at 11. It was currently like 2 o'clock and the man was still there. He was like, listen, I'm gonna find you somewhere else. And so he got me this place. I'm gonna show it to you. And so the purpose of this was, like I said, for the podcast location. This ain't the vibe that I was going for, but like I mean, we talk about a lot of faith-based stuff. If the girls see some Jimmy Bain or whatever, they're gonna be mad. So this isn't the podcast space that I would book, but at the same time, this was cute. And like I said, I was able to get a staycation. My son's father popped up. He watching them for me. So this is just where I'll be camped out at, just to do some work. I brought my computer. I'm gonna edit. Let me tell you something. This bathroom, do you hear me? Hey girl, this bathroom, yeah, I like this. It doesn't have a tub, but hey, whatever. And then the bedroom that I'm using, I thought this was so cute. He had it set up like really nice, but I am somebody that I'm always gonna hit the room with some disinfectant spray. So I've been cleaning and stuff, so, but it was cute. Actually, let me put this together. Girl, all I did was move the pillow, but this is the bedroom. He said, holiness or hell, you understand me? It's a bar in one room. It's a Bible in here. Okay, somebody. So anyway, this is me, you know, and shit, you know. So this is my first time away from my baby in a minute. I could use the break, so I am going to probably order some food and then yeah, let's eat. And while I decide what I want, I actually need to finish my hair. Y'all twisted my hair in the night and it's still wet. But anyway, shout out to every mama. You know, every parent is important. You know, shout out to the dads too. But when they little, shout out to the moms. When I say this has been the most beautiful journey, but motherhood is the most self-sacrificing thing I have ever done in my life. There's so many things I don't share on camera just because when my son grow up, I don't want him to be like, I wish you had never posted that. So I keep certain things off camera. But y'all, this been a journey. But yeah, I don't mind the sacrifice simply because I know it won't always be like this. He gonna grow up and have some more independence and all of that. I truly believe that. Even his speech is getting better. My dad was over and in the cutest voice, it sounds like my baby singing when he talking. And my dad was like, hey, he said hi, and then my dad was like, bye bye. He said bye bye. It was so cute. And I know for some that's like, okay, but when your child is 3 and they haven't really been talking much and they finally, it's like they just waking up, it's so exhilarating. Hello from a very tired mother. Y'all, I ended up getting takeout. I didn't even I had planned on kind of going out after. What did I do on camera? Which I can't even remember, y'all. I'm exhausted. But I wanted to kind of go out, then change my mind, got takeout. So this is what I have. I ate some chicken wings, but this is, if you're in St. Louis, I went to the Drunken Fish. This is the fried Philly roll. You can never go wrong with tempura style sushi. I've just been laying down. I wish I had an exciting life to lead, y'all, but when I say mommy life really runs things for me, mom life has been taken over for the 99 and 2000, and I'm tired. But what I'm gonna do now is probably go ahead and somebody standing at the window. He just kind of scared me. I don't know if y'all can see right there. Yeah, my brother in Christ, what are you doing? But anyway, mom life been taking over for the 99 2000. Y'all, I'm tired. But tomorrow I'm picking up my relaxer and we getting ready to do it. I have booked my appointment. I got my stylist. I'm getting ready to get my pixie. I'm good with doing my own relaxing. Plus I feel like I'm putting a version of myself to bed by relaxing my hair, and I'd rather be the one to close that chapter myself. Then afterwards she can take care of it. We'll figure that out, but we are getting that done in just a few days. But the relaxer, I'm doing it tomorrow. Oh y'all, I've been so sleepy, I done knocked my nose ring out. Hey, so it's the next morning. I am currently watching Earth Angel. Seen this movie over 100 times, not an exaggeration. I'm gonna watch it every time it's available. And I've been sitting here scrolling TikTok. Ain't that such a mommy thing? I love me some Lauren London, that's my mom. But that is such a mommy thing. Like, I literally have had the best night eating the foods that I want without sharing, eating the snacks that I want without sharing, watching whatever I want without having to hear Bluey and Paw Patrol and all the other things, and just having a good old time. I don't have a 3-year-old with 3-year-old feet in my back. Today has been amazing. Our time has arrived. Okay, so first of all, I want to get a semi-permanent, because let me tell you something, these gray hairs, as I get closer to 40. So we'll take that and a little bit of that. Girl, I cannot believe I'm in the relaxer aisle. I'm an OG with it. I'm an ORS olive oil girl. Anything else, I'm like, no thanks. So let me stick to what I know. Thank you. Okay, now the last thing I need is some neutralizing shampoo. Now what would that be it?
You need some help, man?
Yes.
I don't have the light blue pants for the screws.
Neutralizing shampoo? Thank you. I wonder if they still got that old school ISO Plus that used to be in the clear blue bottle and the stuff would be pink until you washed it out. Oh, motions. Okay, I see you. And that's it, my loves. I'm actually gonna wrap this video up here, and the next time y'all see me on YouTube, I'll be putting in a relaxer. Bye!